lot of adrenaline pumping through me at this moment in time because I'm like, I'm totally gonna die tonight. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Lindsay if you're new here. Just a disclaimer, because this is my first video, I don't really have a real setup right now. I'm using my iPhone, so don't shade me in the comments saying I'm looking at my viewfinder, and hopefully in the future things will get a little bit better. Hopefully I'll have a real camera soon. Anyways, the story I want to tell you today, this was a couple years ago. I want to say it was like 2 years ago, and me and some friends were going to a car show. So we all go to this car show. It's about an hour away, and I grew up in the area that this car show was, so I was really familiar with the area. And there was a park I wanted to bring everyone to. Now this park had like an abandoned kind of amusement park type of thing. There's a lot of graffiti, a lot of cool places to take photos of, very, very trendy. I brought my friends to this place, so we thought it'd be a lot of fun to take photos there of our vehicles. So we went there. Now we just had like our iPhones and stuff. My boyfriend was taking photos on his iPhone of his car. And I guess at some point or another, his phone died. And when we were getting ready to leave, it was starting to get dark out. He couldn't find his phone. So that kind of made us a little nervous. Like, he just got this phone. I mean, iPhones are expensive. It's not something you want to lose. So we retraced our steps. We're looking for the phone everywhere, can't find it. And at this point, he's getting really nervous. Like, what the heck? Where did my phone go? So my go-to is always the glorious Find My iPhone app. Very, very great. Always comes in handy if you need to find your phone. It literally just pops up on this little map where your phone is, and it's awesome. So I'm like, okay, it's fine, no worries, like I'll use Find My iPhone. I forgot the one downside of Find My iPhone is that if your phone is dead or off, you cannot find it. It just won't pop up. It needs some sort of like data connection or internet to work. So unfortunately, because his phone was dead, we could not use the Find My iPhone app. And at this point is when he was getting very, very nervous. Like, I lost my phone. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm not gonna find it. So I'm making him think, and he thinks for some reason when his phone died, he threw it on the front seat of his vehicle and his window was down. So that would obviously mean that someone would have had to reach into the vehicle and take his phone, therefore stealing his phone. So like, okay, that is not an ideal situation. Hopefully that's not what happened. So I keep refreshing and refreshing and refreshing on the Find My iPhone app, hoping that the phone will turn up on somewhere. And eventually it does. About 30 minutes away from where we were, and it does show you on the app if the phone is plugged in somewhere, and the phone was plugged in. So we knew someone picked up his phone, plugged it in, and was charging it. So hopefully they just found it, like giving them the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully they just found the phone, and we're gonna try to get it back to him. The only thing that got me was the location the phone was in was not the best area. Very high crime rate area. Lots of theft, robbery, shootings, that sort of thing. So not the ideal place that you want to go looking for something that may potentially have been stolen from you. Like, no, like you don't want to do it. But at this moment in time, all of us were like, it was late. It was getting late. It was dark out. Like, we wanted to go home. We wanted to find his phone. We didn't just want to, you know, declare defeat and say, okay, like, you're not getting your phone back. Like, that's expensive. So we do call the police at this point and we say, hey, we think our phone might have been stolen. We're using the Find My iPhone app, and it turned up at X location. You know, we told them the location that the phone was at. And the police responded with, you know, unfortunately you can file a police report, but that's the best we can do for you. And the Find My iPhone app isn't accurate all the time. So your phone may not actually be at the area that it's showing you it's in. So at this point, you know, we're kind of losing hope, and my boyfriend is just not having it. He's like, no, I want my phone back, which I don't blame him. Like, you know, I wanted his phone back too. It was expensive. So at this point, we're like, you know what? I understand the police aren't going to make this a high priority thing. Like, it's just an object. It's not like an actual bad crime is being committed. Like, they're not going to waste their time and risk their lives doing something like that. And I totally don't blame them for that. But at this point, you know, we're all tired. We want to go home. We want to find this phone. We're like, let's go on an adventure. Bad idea. Don't do that. Like, just don't do it. It's a very terrible idea and we shouldn't have done this. We did risk our lives by doing this. But anyways, on with the story. So we decided to get in my friend's car. So it's him, my boyfriend, in the front seat, and then me and his girlfriend in the back seat. And we drive to the location that the phone said. So eventually the phone did get unplugged from the location and it started moving on the screen, like on the map that it shows up. Basically meaning it was in a car and it was moving locations. So eventually we do get to the area that we find the little dot where the iPhone is and it's moving on the screen. And basically we were on a main road where there was a lot of traffic. And we're like, okay, we just have to figure out which vehicle the phone is in, which is hard to do. There were a lot of cars. So we're like, you know, we're looking at cars trying to say, which one do you think the phone's in? Eventually, our saving grace comes and the phone, the little dot on the map turns down a side street and we see a car turning down a side street. So we're like, okay, let's go there. Like that's where the phone's gotta be. So we follow this vehicle down this side street. And at this point we're starting to get sketched out because the neighborhood, like I said, it was not the ideal neighborhood to be in trying to find something that was stolen from you. Just not necessarily the safest place to be. But we went there and we see the little dot and the car itself pull up to a house. The car did have tinted windows, which I'm not saying is like a bad thing if you have tinted windows. It's not like my vehicle has tinted windows, my friend's vehicle had tinted windows, but we couldn't see in the vehicle. So that's why we were a little bit sketched out in the situation. Like we didn't know what to expect. So anyways, two people exit the vehicle, go in the house, and we're like, oh no, like it's all over. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned it, at this moment in time we had like pulled onto the side street and parked, like shut off the lights and stuff so they wouldn't know we were there. They would think we were just like going home or whatever. Basically the car pulls away and we're like, it's all over, like they went in the house with the phone. But the dot on the map starts moving again. So we're like, okay, cool, like the phone is still in the car. Like there's a little bit of hope left for us in this situation. So we start following the dot again. We like turn our lights on, we start moving. We end up at a stoplight next to this vehicle. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever used the Find My iPhone feature before, but basically there's a feature that if you lose your phone, you can send a message to the phone that was lost through the app. But essentially I think Apple added this feature, like having faith in humanity, so that you could write a little message like, hey, call me at blah, 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 phone number. If you find my phone, thanks. And someone will return the phone to the person by getting that message. But in our situation, I think the phone was stolen out of the vehicle. So that wasn't gonna happen. And I had a lot of adrenaline pumping through me at this moment in time because I'm like, I'm totally gonna die tonight. So I decided to send a message to the phone saying, hey, we're at the stoplight with you in the car next to you. Give me my phone back. Not the best idea. The car rolls down the window and we got really, really scared. And as soon as the light turned green, we booked it. Like, we booked it, and the car also booked it. I started crying. My friend's girlfriend started crying. We were very scared in this situation. And I called the cops yet again. And basically at this point, I'm like, hey, SOS, save me. No, like, we told them the situation. We were like, hey, like, we lost our phone. Like, we think our phone got stolen. We went to the location that the phone was at. And now the people in the vehicle, we don't know if they have weapons or anything, but like, they're following us. Like, we're not comfortable in the area that we're in. We don't know what's up with these people, why they're doing this, but they have our phone. Like, please help us. And I know you guys are gonna say in the comments, like, why did you do that? Like, you're stupid. You shouldn't have gone there in the first place. And I know, but like I said, we wanted the phone back. At this point, we just all had so much adrenaline going through us. We just wanted the phone back. The dispatcher on the phone just told us, like, hey, like, it's all gonna be okay. We're gonna send out officers to where you are. Like, punch in this address. It's gonna bring you to the closest police station. Just get here as safely as possible. So we're booking it. Like, we're scared at this point. This car is tailing us. Like, tailing us. Like, we tried cutting through parking lots. He's following us through parking lots. Like, we were genuinely scared for our lives at this point. We thought that we were gonna get murdered that night. We thought these people were like out for us because we knew they had our iPhone, like, ooh. And we really did think that we were gonna get murdered. Eventually, we did see the beautiful flashing red and blue lights in our rearview mirror, which usually people are scared of, but at this moment in time, we were very, very happy to see it. They pulled over the vehicle behind us. We also pulled over further down the street so that we were not next to these weirdos. We did see them roll down their window, however, and like not the police officers, but the car that stole our phone. They rolled down the window and like put their arm out the window with the phone. I don't know, trying to like surrender or whatever, but the police did make them exit the vehicle with their hands over their heads just in case, you know, as a precautionary in case there was a weapon, because none of us knew if they had weapons on them or whatever. You know, they stole something, you don't know, you don't want to assume, because then, you know, you're risking lives in that situation. You don't want to do that. So anyways, the police officers did bring us our phone and said, here you guys go, like, have a good night, like, and that was it. I don't know what happened, you know, to the people in the other car. I don't know if they ended up getting arrested or if they just gave us the phone back and, you know, it was a big misunderstanding. They were following us to give us the phone back or whatever. I have no clue on that part. The officers did not tell us, but everyone was safe in this situation. No one got hurt. No one got murdered. We got our phone back. All is well. So that's my story. Please don't use the Find My iPhone app to do what we did and try to find your phone. You know, if you do lose your phone, please just alert the authorities. And I know it sucks, but just file a police report. If you lose your phone and you thought it was stolen or whatever, don't try to find the people who stole your phone and get your phone back, because things can end badly. And thank goodness, like in our situation, like nothing bad happened to anyone. And I'm still here today to tell the story. So, you know, I am very thankful for that nothing bad happened and we got the phone back. But anyways, guys, if you liked my story, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. If you didn't like it, I mean, whatever, you know, give me a dislike. But I do appreciate you watching my video, and stay tuned. There's going to be more to come. Like I said, not necessarily story time videos, but just a bunch of stuff I got in the works. So if you like it, subscribe. Thanks, guys.